Okay, we're on video number, I think 7, I want to say. I think so. In this one, I wanted to talk about the grief side. While I was going to church, I was still going to Al-Anon a little bit. And just to get out my story, get it out of my heart, because I didn't want to, by me still having that story inside of me or things coming up and more being said about this event that happened, I had to talk about it. I had to get it out so I could heal. So Al-Anon was a really great place to do that. In my particular group, when they started hearing about my story, it was too gruesome for them, and so things started coming up from their childhood, and they started dealing with those emotions. And so when I saw how my story and my personal grief was affecting others, I was like, oh, I really can't talk about details because it's just despicable. I mean, the Bible talks about there are things that people do that are too gruesome to talk about. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm not telling you my specific story, but I am telling you that it wasn't of God. And so as I was going, and maybe this will help you if you're going through something that's despicable, something that is despicable. So I went to church, and my pastor was talking about how don't curse it, don't rehearse it, and don't disperse it. And I thought, ooh, don't curse it, rehearse it, or disperse it. I think that was really good, because every time I would rehearse it in my mind, I would curse it, and then it would just disperse, and I didn't want that in my life. So I had to get to the point where, there might be some people that are dealing with maybe some detectives or some lawyer things where you have to rehearse it. Just get it out on paper or something and get it over with, so you don't have to continue speaking about it, because that really can throw you into a spiral. And that's another doorway for the enemy to continue, because you're talking about what the enemy did, not the person, the sin. You're continuing to talk about the enemy. And so instead, we should be talking about how God is fixing it. So that's why I'm not cursing or rehearsing or dispersing my story. I am just showing you how I got out of it side. So yes, go to Al-Anon, or go to some places, or pastors, or some people that really can handle some issues, and that you can trust to not redisperse it either. You don't want to ruin somebody's life, because if you're truly forgiving of a person, you don't want to destroy their life to where it would affect their business, or their marriage, or their family. So, because we're all about healing, we're all about not having revenge. Revenge is the Lord's. And I think I have something I was looking up about revenge. I was dealing with so many things of my own. I didn't even have space for revenge at that time. But it did cross my mind. But I decided, I know that's not what the Bible says. Revenge is the Lord's. And I would rather have the Lord have revenge than me. But honestly, I don't want anybody to go to hell. And I don't want anybody to burn. And so I would rather God deal with them to bring them closer to Him than me having earthly revenge and ruining their life. So, it says, "Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. And that's in Romans 12:19. So let that encourage you. Just be careful, because maybe your story might bring up some other issues and other people that aren't strong enough to hear it or take hold of it or help you through it. So just be careful. Don't curse it, don't rehearse it, and don't disperse it. Take a hold, and if you're rehearsing in your mind, take a hold of it and cast down the enemy trying to take hold of your mind. How you do that is you just pray in the name of Jesus. I pray that those thoughts stop. And the next video that I'm going to talk about is how I got to the point where I was in the beginning stages of addiction. So, and I'll talk about how to take hold of those thoughts and cast them out. I will see you in the next video.